What's up, everybody? Beautiful day out here today. Coming into fall, so definitely had to get out some of my Boise State gear. Football in full swing. Man, it's like every day is exciting for me. So, I just want to share some of that enthusiasm, share a little bit of knowledge with you today on some things I've been thinking about. And, my kids are kind of my reference point for everything that I do, and showing them how to be successful in life really, puts things into perspective for me. So today I wanted to share a little bit about natural process and the progression that you go through in order to be successful at basically anything. So there has to be a growth process. There cannot be an instant attainment of success. What I mean by this is, business is a really easy example to look at this in, where everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to have enough money to be able to do whatever they want. And so owning a business is by far the best way to do that, to be an entrepreneur, to develop your own product and service and use that to, monetize your passions is by far the best way to do that. But when you start a business, you have a very large learning curve that you have to go through. And this is part of the natural process that has to happen. If you say, I want to run a multi-million-dollar business and, be able to live the life of my dreams and blah, blah, blah. If somebody simply handed you the keys to a multi-million-dollar business and you had no prior experience up to that point, you're going to fail. And you're going to ruin a whole bunch of people and take them down with you in that failure because you didn't build to that point. Okay, so you cannot just walk into success. It's impossible. There's, kind of this fictitious ladder that you have to climb. And if you can imagine, say the first rung on the ladder is red, and say the second rung on the ladder is blue, and every other rung alternates that red and blue color. And these colors represent the two different kinds of knowledge that you have to have in order to be successful. The red, or whatever color you want it to be, represents learned knowledge. You have to start with learned knowledge when you go into any endeavor. Okay, so you have to do research. You have to get trained. You have to go through a certification course, whatever it may be, for you to become learned on something. This is knowledge that you gain simply by reading or watching or that kind of thing. And then the blue, or the other rungs, represent experience knowledge. And this is what you get when you go out and you take action on the learned knowledge that you have. So the only way to actually climb this ladder to the top, and not even to the top, there is no end to this ladder. There's different success points along the way. So you might set a goal right now that's only part way up this ladder, and once you reach that, you feel you're successful. But then you have bigger goals and, you continue to climb the ladder. But we have to start at the bottom. We cannot skip a rung. There is no way you can go on a ladder and try and jump from one rung to the next. You may be able to do it once, but if that's the method that you are trying to get up this ladder with, eventually you're going to fall and you're going to hurt yourself really bad, and you're going to probably hurt some other people along the way. So the only long-term way for success is to simply climb this ladder by, first of all, becoming learned about the things that you're passionate about. If you want to be, an incredible business person, you have to model people that are already incredible business people. Okay, so there are some shortcuts in how to attain this learned knowledge in the best fashion and to take that into your experience. Now, there has to be a time factor of you going through this process. The cool thing is you can control that time factor. The more action you take, the less time it takes for you to climb. So you can achieve success faster by simply taking more action. Now that action has to be taken back So when you start out and you're just learning about something and you're, the ground floor guy, they let you come in the back door and sweep, and you don't know anything about this business, but they gave you a job, and you're able to just be around people who are involved in something that you're interested in. You're going to learn a little bit about how that business runs, and you're going to be able to take that out, and you're going to learn how to take action and do really well at the job that you have so that you can move up to the next position in the business, right? You can't start at the top. You can't start as the owner. So going through this action of figuring out how you can be the most efficient sweeper out there possible, that's what you need to figure out. Wherever you're at, do the best at that. Because when you have that, then you show value. And that's when you can move forward, and other people will recognize that value, and they will help you climb that ladder. So you can get connected with people who have more experience, people that can show you, oh, hey, well, man, you're really a great sweeper out there. I can't believe it. I've never seen anybody sweep that well. How would you like to move into the warehouse and start doing stocking? I think you do really well. You've got a great work ethic, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so just because you're not at the top yet, don't feel like where you're at isn't important. You have to become learned on where you're at. When you master that skill and you take experience into account by sweeping over and over and over, and you get really good at that step, then when you move into the next position, it's not a jump. You've earned that. You've progressed to that point. And when you start stocking the products and you learn their system really well, and you're able to, start showing that, hey, I'm really good at this stocking thing. I could probably run this whole warehouse myself. And then you start to teach other people, and they start taking on those little positions that you had. But you have to do it first. There's no way to show anybody else how to do something if you haven't been there yourself. So you can't walk in and run a company unless you have done all the steps up to that point of learning how the company works so that you can run it effectively. So the point is we have to have this back and forth learned knowledge, experience knowledge. The experiences that you have are taken back to the next time you put in more learned knowledge. Because just like math, you don't start out knowing calculus. You start out learning what numbers are. You have to know how the numbers work and how to add and subtract before you can multiply. And you have to know how to multiply and divide before you can get into geometry and trigonometry and calculus and all the built-up process that allows you to do these high-level things. So the only way to be successful is to take what you have learned out into the world and take action. You have to do something. The more action you take, the faster you're able to climb, because you take those experiences back and you're able to learn, oh, well, this was wrong, but based on this new knowledge that I have and this other stuff that I learned about on the way, I'm going to try something different in my next action so I get a different result. Now, another quick tip before I finish here is some of the shortcuts that you can really take advantage of is competition. If you're wanting to monetize some kind of business effort, there's probably somebody that already did it before you, okay? We've had a good number of years on the planet where people have pretty much figured out how to sell just about anything. So if you've got a product or service for sale, find somebody else who's already selling that product or service and learn what they're doing. Connect with the business owners and find out what are they doing that is successful for them. Also find out what is not successful for them. Learn from everything that they already did and all their experiences. So the next time you go out and you're able to expose your business or service to the community or to whoever your target market is, you know what to do and what not to do better, simply because you connected with people who have already done what you're about to do. So you can shave a lot of your time off by modeling success and avoiding failures of those who have already been there before you. If you want something that somebody else already has, find out how they got it and do that. Okay, very simple process. So I want you guys to take action. I mean, this is all just talk, unless you get out there and you do something about what you're passionate about. If you're not happy in your current situation and you feel like you have progress that you can make to become better in any area, get out there and do something about it. Even if it's not exactly perfect. Imperfect action is always better than perfect action. We have to make sure that we're out there doing something, even if it's wrong. We have to do something. That's the only way to learn. It's the only way to grow. It's the only way to climb. All right, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, listening to a little bit of my daily rant on how to be successful. Definitely leave me a comment. Share this if it's something you can connect with. Let me know, if you have something to put back in on this so I can learn how to help you guys better. So I appreciate everybody. We'll see you next time.